Aloha, friends and neighbors. Rollin here, Kona Astrologer. Welcome to show 863. And I'm doing this on June 2nd. The moon is coming on to Uranus, and I got re-inspired mostly because of the app, the $5 app for your iPhone that I kind of fell into. So I thought a little more explanation about how it came to be what it is in order. So, yes, the Sky Mirror Astrology. Wow. All kind of happened by accident. Things that happen like that just happen with no energy input are called trines. And so I'm going to do a little more work on the app and add another chapter to the training and get into the angles, the plot, I call it. we set the stage, and then we got into the characters, the actors. Now we're going to set the plot. I bet you that startles you a little bit. Thank you for inviting me into your living room again. Yeah, now you know that this is a tapestry. My son Chris Frost gave it to me when I started the show. I treasure it. So I just reversed it because the front side was kind of faded. So all the signs are running the other way. It's a mirror image, huh? Anyway, wake you up a little bit. We are in the age of Aquarius. And this, when I think about what just happened to me with this $5 app, which is now entitled Sky Mirror Astrologer, or Sky Mirror Astrology. I'm kind of blown away. You know, I started the show 860 weeks ago, roughly, to teach astrology. And for the first year or two, I'd open the show and say, do you know your rising sign? Anyway, I taught real basic stuff and lots of tricks of the trade, and I enjoyed teaching those basics a lot and kind of took my time at it. The first 100, 200 shows, thinking I could edit them in the future and produce a nice video teaching thing for people to watch and learn astrology. You know, because reading the books, oh boy, it's tough to learn astrology, especially the books that are out there, because getting through the age of Pisces wasn't easy for astrology. And it came out all colored, all these different things, and hard to translate and made special. You know, I'm a real scientist. I did research at Dow Research Labs, and whenever you go and look at a science, what you find is the words. Oh, they make up all these words that you don't know about, and you have to translate them and learn all the words. I once heard of a man who got through 4 years of college in a year, and he would just register for the classes, and then he'd go down and take the book out of the library and go right to the appendix, and all the words defined in the appendix, and he would look at those words and learn those words carefully, and then he just went back and took the final. And knowing the words, he always got at least a C in the final. Yeah, so bang, he went right through. And that's the way it is in science. Scientists have couched their knowledge in occult fashion, and astrology especially. Not easy, tough to learn. Very few people in the old world, and I mean pre-2012, could do it. So I was delighted to get the first computer, an Apple II. Oh, I love my Apple IIs. Had a square chart. Hello. Oh, that's the Redbirds. Total red male. Gorgeous. Redbirds are supposedly Venus to a Hawaiian. So when you see one, there's Venus happening in the chart. Anyway, I've been through, big bulky computers, laptops. Somebody attempted once to, the best attempt I remember to make them small and portable was called Astron. And some guys just programmed a little Sharp's pocket computer
with an astrology program, and it was not easy to do charts, but you could enter data. You had to do time zones and longitude, latitude, a lot of stuff, and it would do a reasonably good chart. Wasn't easy though. Now comes the pocket astrologer. I'm astounded because it came along to me at the time I was studying the chart of now. You know, like if I go look at now, those red birds came to visit me, the Venus would be there. So, you know, what this guy who, the man who invented and owns the app, Jim Knowles, did was he used all the GPS stuff he was acquainted with to make super accurate charts of where you're at right now in time and space. He even has a thing there so that if you go up Mauna Kea, you're 3 miles in the air, what's on the descendant? The descendant changes because your angle of where the horizon is changes. He's got a thing that accounts for that. But he's made it really simple. It's like a whip this thing out on your own phone, punch a button, and there's the chart of now. Wow! What a learning tool. So after 10 years, well, I've been teaching astrology for 30 years, and a chance to teach it in a new way just presented itself like a trine. So what happened is, I hear about the pocket astrologer, and I'm blown away. It's great stuff. And here I am studying like when Venus is at the top of the chart. I got a young men around me, so we'd all walk out the door when Venus was there, and sure, there would be the long-legged pretty girls with the long hair. So we're playing at this. You have to play at astrology to learn it. It's like anything. So I even got it down to where I could leave when she was 1 degree before the midheaven, and she'd be down there at the beginning of the path, 100 yards down. And if I waited till she was 2 minutes before Venus hit the midheaven, she was down there at the crossing Ali'i Drive to Magic Sands Park. If I waited 3 minutes, I'd have to walk all the way over towards Jameson's, 300 yards before suddenly there was all these long-legged, long-haired beauties. So I was timing it very accurately. I'm a scientist. I want to know how far this goes, and it went really far. And then Jim Knowles pops up with the pocket astrologer. Oh, wow! So I got really enthusiastic and volunteered to do a couple little training things for his app. And I don't make any money from the app. The $5 goes to him and he's a software engineer and not an astrologer. So he was pretty happy to find me because here I did. So the first thing I did, you might remember, was looking for love. And I explained how to put Venus at the top of the chart so when you leave your house, Venuses just pop up everywhere. And gee, it wasn't just a month after I put that on my show, a fellow from Massachusetts or someplace back east called, said, oh, he got the app and he tried it out, and Venus at the top of the chart, and as a young man, obviously, he was amazed. There was pretty girls everywhere. So this is really fun, and it's a way to start learning astrology. And then a weird thing happened. It turns out Jim Knowles got a letter, a legal thing saying, hey, you can't use that title, pocket astrologer, because I have been using it and copyrighted it before you. So Mr. Knowles checked it out, and it seemed like the fellow was right, and he was stuck. So he didn't have a name for the app. But he had begun to he was watching my shows on the internet. And I'll tell you, I worked really hard on this Sky Mirror title, and the way the Sky Mirror is set up is unique. Nobody else has ever done this in the world, and I don't think they've really entitled it the Sky Mirror. Instead, it tries to clear up a lot of misconceptions. One of the things that really ticks me off is there's this guy that writes cheapo astrology columns named Rob Brezhny, and it's entitled Free Will Astrology. You see that? And this guy's everywhere. free will astrology. So he's, big argument. Do you have free will or not? Sure you do. It's in your attitude. I'm real clear about it. But, sky mirror implies no causation. Sky doesn't cause you. You don't cause the sky. It's a mirror. Anyway, Jim Knowles liked that. And when he researched that, it turns out I'm the only one that's ever done that back for years and years and years. Called me up, asked me if he copyrighted Sky Mirror Astrology and then licensed it to me, would that be okay? I said, sure. So now the app is entitled Sky Mirror Astrology. Wow. And then, so I did another little training thing for I'm looking for money with Jupiter, like for gambling and stuff. That's a fun one to use your app for. But in conversation with him on the phone, Mr. Knowles said, well, listen, why don't you just do a few on learning to read the chart? Bang, okay. So I've done like 2-3 chapters now. I set the stage with the houses. I put the characters, the people on stage. Those are the planets. And now I'm going to be working on the plot. The angles they are from each other. Squares and trines. And I realize I'm doing a teaching thing again from the very basics. And this time I'm doing it concise and small. And really easy to understand, I hope. And I'm going to take out all that scientific crap, word magic that the old buggers did, and really, and so I'm going to translate into modern English and things you can understand easily, and with you've got an app, and now you can get the training videos through your app, and wow, I was really worried I was going to have to write a big book because I've developed so much unique stuff. And I need to translate it for the modern world. That's what I've done all my life. So now, writing a book, oh man, I can barely type. It's tedious. And that's why I started the show. And I got 10 years of videotapes slowly teaching away the basics and coming up to more complex stuff. Works good. But now I'm doing it, 10 minutes at a time for your phone. And it's entitled Sky Mirror Astrology. And wow, it just happened to me. I didn't do a thing. Mr. Knowles developed everything. So I'm, all I do is do a little bit on the show that I want to do for you anyway. So that's the story of how Sky Mirror Astrology app came to be. $5, put it on your phone. We're going to have a lot of fun with it in the future. Come on, let's go do the Sky Mirror, and then I'm going to try to do another segment on the angles. It's really the plot. Once you've got the characters on stage, now you want to know the plot, how they get along with each other. Those are the squares and trines and stuff. Anyway, first, the Sky Mirror for you for next week. Come on.
All right, let's talk about your next